History books tell you the story of Jesus as a spiritual figure or a political threat, but they carefully avoid one dimension, the financial one, because if you look closer, the world Jesus lived in was not ruled by swords alone. It was ruled by money, debt, and control. Go back 2,000 years, Jerusalem was not governed by armies on every street corner. Real power flowed through something far more subtle, the temple. Yes, it was a house of worship, but it was also something else. It was a financial institution. Money was exchanged there, debts were recorded there, taxes were collected there, loans were enforced there. The temple was not just a religious center, it was the economic heart of the region, the place where value, obligation, and survival were calculated. Rome did not need to rule Judea directly. Financial networks did that job far more efficiently. The priesthood functioned as a local extension of Roman economic interests, not through violence, but through accounting. And this is why the moment Jesus overturned the tables of the money changers was not symbolic theater. It was a direct challenge to the financial architecture of his time. That act was not about ritual purity, it was about power, because debt does more than take your money. It reshapes your behavior, it disciplines your thoughts, it keeps you compliant. A person buried in debt does not rebel. They survive, and that mechanism has never changed. We like to believe our world is different, more advanced, more humane. But history tells a quieter, darker truth. When paper money was introduced in ancient China, governments printed too much of it. Inflation followed, confidence collapsed, the system imploded. Today, central banks have printed trillions since 2008. Different tools, same logic, same risks. In ancient Mesopotamia, temples stored grain, silver, and metals. They issued credit. They charged interest. They seized land when debts could not be repaid. Modern central banks operate with the same architecture, just translated into digital language. Human psychology did not evolve alongside technology. Incentives did not change. People still struggle to survive. The poor want to escape scarcity. The wealthy want more insulation from loss, fear, hope, greed. The system understands this perfectly and uses it. You pay taxes because you fear punishment. You take loans because you hope for a better future. You invest because greed and anxiety coexist inside you. Money is not neutral. It is a moral ecosystem, and the system is designed to operationalize human weakness. This is why Adam Smith's invisible hand is so often misunderstood. It is taught as a sacred law of capitalism. In reality, Smith mentioned it only a few times, as a limited observation, not a universal rule. His core message was caution, skepticism, the need to restrain concentrated market power. But who chooses which ideas are taught? Those who benefit. History is written by winners, and winners never reveal the true mechanics of their advantage. Real power does not live in official structures. It lives at control points, where money is issued, where credit is approved, where risk is transferred. Elections may appear democratic, but the public is kept far from the places where financial decisions are actually made. Civilizations are built on debt, and they collapse under its weight. Rome fell because of inflation, taxation failure, and unsustainable obligations. The Medici rose because they mastered credit. Britain dominated because it copied Dutch financial systems. The United States remains powerful because the global debt system runs on the dollar, but even that system strains under its own mass. History does not repeat itself, but if you fail to understand it, it will crush you. So ask yourself, who demanded Jesus' execution? The temple, elite, and the Roman authority. Different roles, same interests, control, order, money. When Jesus said that wealth corrupts the soul, he wasn't preaching poverty. He was exposing a system that turns value into domination, and the system responded the only way it knows how, by eliminating the threat. Today, the same game continues, but the structures are harder to see. The networks are intentionally complex. The control points are hidden. This is why financial awareness is not greed, it is protection. Understand who controls issuance, who designs tax systems, who profits from perpetual debt. Then develop strategic awareness, because a system that depends on your dependency will never set you free. True resistance begins by replacing dependency with sufficiency, simplicity with clarity, greed with will. History is not a dusty archive, it is a mirror. And if you look closely enough, you will see your present reflected in it. So open your eyes, question what you were taught, understand the system, and choose consciously. Because the system Jesus confronted when he overturned the tables is the same one calling you today. Will you remain inside it without understanding? Or will you recognize the control points and move beyond them? History has already been written, but what you do now is what will be written next.